Last week we put out a video where we discussed what all 28 EU nations wanted from a Brexit deal. One of the countries on that list was Estonia, so I casually chucked out this little fact. In possibly the most interesting, high-tech and entrepreneurial move, Estonia has been offering Estonian e-Residency to British nationals who want to remain in the EU. If you want to hear us talk about how UK citizens can remain in the EU as an Estonian EU resident, comment below and like this video, and we might make that video soon. Turned out a lot of you were interested in that video, so here we are. To be entirely clear before starting, TLDR News is in no way affiliated with the Estonian government, and while we linked the Estonian e-Residency site and we praise the service throughout, this video is in no way an advert for or promotion of that scheme. I just think it's pretty cool and I wanted to tell you about it. So cool in fact that I'm thinking about planning a trip to Estonia, but I'll save that one for later in the video. A bit of background, Estonia is one of the smallest members of the EU by population, being home to only about 1.3 million people. Estonia can be found in northern Europe, bordering the Baltic Sea and the Gulf of Finland. While Estonia is made up of over 1,500 islands, nearly a third of Estonia's population live in the capital city of Tallinn. So at the absolute most basic level, Estonia are offering e-residencies to foreign citizens, where people who live anywhere in the world can apply for an Estonian government-issued ID. This isn't a specifically Brexit-related topic, but with the UK leaving the EU, many Brits are suddenly interested in ways they can remain in the EU, and in some ways, Estonia's e-residency could facilitate that need. For €100, you can apply to be an Estonian e-resident. Applications, naturally, happen online, and you can do so by answering a few questions on quite possibly the most beautiful government website I've ever seen. The application is quick and simple, only requiring you to fill out a short form, attach a photo and a copy of your passport, along with a short explanation of why you want to become an Estonian e-resident. The application is stunningly simple, possibly alarmingly simple, with even the managing director of the scheme saying that your reason for wanting residency can be as simple as being a fan of the process. So if you have €100 to chuck at a small EU country and you're passionate about the process of EU residency, what do you get for that money? One thing Estonia wants to make crystal clear is the fact that you don't get citizenship. E-residency is a very different thing. As such, you won't get an Estonian passport, instead receiving a smart ID card. Because it's not a passport, the card allows you to do a number of things, but travel is not one of them. Critically, this means that becoming an e-resident of Estonia doesn't give you citizenship, entry into Estonia or the rest of the EU, tax residency or residency rights. So that probably destroys the dreams of some Brits who are planning on becoming Estonian to keep free access to the EU post-Brexit. To be 100% clear, if Brexit results in British people losing the right to freely live, work and travel to the EU, which looks likely, Estonian e-residency will not help. Brits who have one of Estonia's fancy smart ID cards won't have the right to live, work or travel to the EU without needing to apply for visas. Brits with Estonian e-residency will still fundamentally be British citizens, not Estonian citizens, and as such they still wouldn't be citizens of an EU nation. But this doesn't make Estonian e-residency useless. It actually still offers Brits and people from all over the world an interesting way to gain access to some of the benefits of the EU without living in the EU. Once you're made an e-resident, you have the ability to conduct business as if you're from Estonia, and therefore as if you were within the EU. E-residents can start Estonian companies and open Estonian bank accounts, meaning people outside of the EU can operate as if they were within the bloc. Something which, post-Brexit, could be quite appealing to British citizens and businesses alike. This is especially useful for small businesses, because if they're formed in Estonia, they have special access to Estonia and the EU as a whole. For example, post-Brexit, a Brit who's also an Estonian e-resident could form a company in Estonia to work for clients in France. As the business is registered within Estonia, it will be able to trade in the same way as any other EU business, even if it's run by someone who's British and is actually operated from outside of the EU. Due to Estonia having an entirely paperless government, the first in the world, operating from outside the country is relatively easy, as all documentation and banking can be signed for completely online. Moreover, the digital ID cards residents are given allows them to securely encrypt files. Estonia certainly sees itself as the flag bearer for a new form of government and citizenship. E-residency is in many ways a bright vision of the future of trade. It operates in a realm where borders are no longer barriers to entrepreneurship or businesses. Estonia's scheme enables independent entrepreneurs to establish businesses within the EU and provide for local communities without needing to physically move their operations. In the world of e-residency, physical location shouldn't be and isn't a barrier, allowing people to trade, bank, transact and sign documents across physical borders. And while there may have been issues with the system, including all ID cards having to be disabled due to a potential bug found in 2017, the system is certainly a new way of looking at a more modern, global and technological world. While researching this topic and looking at the application process, I've become more and more interested in looking into Estonian e-residency. I'm considering becoming an e-resident of Estonia and heading over to Estonia to find out more about the place which is leading the way. If you're interested in this as a concept and would like to see a documentary vlog kind of video from Estonia, like this video and comment below. Also give us a follow on Instagram so I can take you along for the journey. For more Brexit and politics news, subscribe to TLDR News, and also to make sure the algorithm doesn't let you miss out on any of our videos, subscribe to our newsletter. The link's in the description.